Alright, devious ones, welcome back. Today we're going to be showing you how to fix the recoil the recoil here on these crazy 120s, the legendaries, that seem to have a strange difference between the Sturm and all the legendaries. Legendaries in PvP just don't quite feel right if you've been playing with them at all. Now there's two ways to fix this, but the quick and easy way, I'll tell you right now, as you can see, I'm rocking a counterbalance stock. No counterbalance, counterbalance stock. So let's just show you real quick what the counterbalance is going to do. I'll show you the regular recoil with this one, with this true prophecy right here. I'm not pressing anything but the shoot button. And as you can see, look at that. Look at that recoil, going all over the place. Versus this guy, pressing nothing. You can see, side by side, nearly straight up versus all over the map. I'll show you one more time here. Let's reload that. This is the counterbalance one. We'll wait for that to go away. Disappear. So again, all I'm doing is clicking the mouse button as fast as I can. So this is with counterbalance. And then quickly switch over. No counterbalance. As you can see there, quite the difference in deviation in recoil. As it kicks a bit to the left, with counterbalance, it does not. Simple reason for this. If you bring up dim here, look right here. Oh my god, of course. Why, when I want to show something, would you not be refreshing? Okay, so, right here, you'll see a magical thing. On all true prophecies, the recoil direction is very close to 100, 93. But even that slight deviation from the 5s, from like a 95 or to the perfect 100 recoil, makes a big difference. Slap that counterbalance mod on it, and then your recoil direction goes right up to 100. You'll notice the two I'm using, the two criminals that are true prophecies here I'm trying to use. I made sure I used ones with the same super low 13 stability stat. Now, stability is going to make a slight difference here. As you'll see with this guy's got a stability of, 24 stability. 24 on that guy, that's one we're using with Rampage spec, and then this one's the no, not that one. This is the guy, the other 24 with counterbalance on it. Now what we're going to show you is with Elemental Capacitor, I will take off the counterbalance mod. You'll see it has a 60 stability stat if you're using a Void subclass there. So let me just show you that one. Elemental Capacitor. See, the stability is quite low there. We'll put it on. If you switch to a Void subclass, look at that stability get bumped up. Switch it here. It'll show you right on the reload speed there. It goes right up, and here on this, handling almost gets maxed out. But on the Void subclass, it shows you right in here right away a lot more stability. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off the counterbalance stock. And then this one has it. Okay, perfect. So again, this is with much higher stability but no counterbalance. See the much higher stability. Look how much of a difference that stability makes. But you're still getting recoil all the way to the left. Do you see that? It's going kind of a little crazy to the left there. All I'm doing is click and shoot as fast as I can. Now I'll show you with the recoil with counterbalance but much worse stability. See how it's going almost straight up? A lot more manageable, even though it's going straight up like that. Now, the pièce de la résistance here, if you have Elemental Capacitor, you're using a Void subclass, and you throw a counterbalance stock on there, now you're laughing. Now you're laughing. Look at this. I'm not pressing anything. Look at that recoil. Look at that. Look at that. Much easier to hit your headshots in PvP. See that? Alright, so we're losing out on magazine here, so we're going to pop off here. But while we're respawning, I just want to show you the different hand cannons and why this affects all legendaries. So let's bring Dim back up here. So as you'll see, the reason everybody's using the Sturm and the Sturm feels so magnificent, look at the base recoil direction. It's already sitting at 100 recoil. This is why the Sturm feels so good. On top of that 91 range, high stability stat of 56, everything else. It's got great stats across the board, of course, but But this 100 recoil direction is why these feel good. Now, if you're using something like a Criminal's Dagger and you're noticing that it feels much better than a True Prophecy, well, the reason for that is that 98 recoil direction. You want to fix the little bit more deviation? We're going to show you what it looks like with a counterbalance mod on it. And we've also got old favorites like the Duke, a 90 recoil direction. How do you fix that? Again, you want that 100 Amos or the recoil direction stat. Probina D, 80. Well, at least you can bump it up to a 95, because what counterbalance does is it adds 15 to that recoil direction. Warden's Law, same thing, 97. Warden's Law, not going to lie to you, it's still going to be poop even with a counterbalance mod in the Crucible, because for whatever reason it misses half of its shots. You'll hit the one out of the two bullets, but the other bullet will just magically disappear. So anyways, now that we're showing you that, let's show you a couple of the other old favorites. So we're going to go with, we'll show you this guy without counterbalance, and then we'll throw a counterbalance on this guy. As you can see, I think their stability should be roughly the same. Yeah, stability is exactly the same. So this, it's not as bad. Recoil, fairly manageable. You see there, versus with counterbalance on it. I mean, fairly similar. You're not seeing too much of a change there as it's going from 98 to 100. But there still is a difference, and I do feel it in game from when I'm using it. I'll show you again with this. I do feel it. And again, I'm not pressing anything with the mouse, just pressing the shoot button. And then we're going Criminal's Dagger without. Not a huge difference there, but you see it stays a little more straight, a little bit less of that deviation to the left there. When you do have counterbalance, right? And then we're going to show you with the Duke. Here's a Duke with no counterbalance. That actually stayed fairly vertical, to be honest. You see how it okay, see this time it's a little bit random, and I'm not, that again, not doing anything but clicking with the mouse button over and over. Just moving on its own like crazy, right? Going crazy to the left there. Now let's throw counterbalance on that bad boy. This again brings it up to, with counterbalance, I can't remember, I think it brings it up to 95. I think Duke had a, let's check there. Duke has a, oh no, so sorry, Duke has a 90 recoil direction with no counterbalance, so this will bring it up to 100. So here's the Duke again, not pressing anything. Fairly manageable there. Take it off. And you're sitting at 90, which isn't the worst in the world, but you'll notice it does make a difference. When it's really making it, and we're out of ammo again, pop off. We're really going to notice it making the most difference is when you've got a recoil stat that's got like a 3 or like an 8 next to it. That's when you're having the problems. See again, way much crazier recoil up. Throw on that counterbalance mod. Boom, boom. Oh, of course I have to reload. Boom, 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 boom. Much more vertical, much more manageable. And finally, we've got a Probina D here. What's the recoil direction on this bad boy? Let's find out. Let's bring that up here. Probina D has a recoil direction of 80. So is that the same as, no, Duke was 90. Okay, so we've got an 80 here. So boom, 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 boom. Whoa. Whoa. What happened there? Let's try that. Holy, kicking to the right. Wow. The bullets aren't even staying in the wall. Holy. And half of them are disappearing right away. The ones that are higher. I don't understand what's happening there at all. You want to throw a counterbalance on the Probina. I mean, that's the craziest recoil I've seen on a 120 so far. Let's see. Wow. Even with counterbalance, it still goes crazy with that kick. Like, the stability stat on this thing must be nothing. Yeah, it's got no stability whatsoever. So, you can put a true sight. Tactical mag, pull up that stability a little bit. Is that going to help? Wow, that already looks like that's making the world of difference here. Yeah. So like you can see from this right here, stability matters, but counterbalance is what's going to keep you at least vertical with that recoil. That is nuts though. That is, I've never seen such crazy recoil on a 120. And of course we'll show you the last two here. We're going to show you the Warden's Law. I mean, this guy, you would think, like, doesn't that look like it's firing perfectly? But for whatever reason, half your bullets miss. Yeah, because it's shooting 2 bullets at a time. But in PvP, in actual game, it's terrible. And that's without counterbalance. This thing, that looks like it's hitting perfectly every time. You would think this is the greatest gun ever in PvP, because there's like no recoil here, with or without counterbalance. What the hell? You would literally think this is like the best hand cannon, but I've tried it, and I'm hitting like 50 damage on headshots, because only one of the 2 bullets is hitting. Like, it's crazy how often it misses in game, but wow, it looks like it's not even moving when you put counterbalance on it, when you don't have counterbalance on it, and the stability's not even that high. Let's see if we tank the stability a little bit with Sure Shot here. Let's tank the stability and see what happens. It still stays pretty much in the same spot, and somehow this thing manages to miss. That's so crazy. This thing is so often just poop. Just dog poop. That's so crazy. Well, I don't know why this thing sucks so bad in PvP then, because that looks like that should be hitting crispy almost every shot. That's insanity. Absolute insanity. And now we're going to show you the tried and true favorite, the old Sturm. The old Sturmy boy. And of course with that magical 100 recoil direction, look at this bad boy. Why don't the bullets stay on the wall? Do I have to go closer here? Yeah, looks like it. So anyways, yeah, that's your fix. That is your fix right there. The things you want on a 120 hand cannon. You want stability, because you saw how much opening shot. See again, we'll do the test between these two. No stability to lots of stability with elemental capacitor on here. Lots of stability. Wait, is this without counterbalance? That has counterbalance. That's with lots of stability? I thought we had better stability than that. Wow. So this is with lots of stability. Not pulling down on it at all. Just shooting. And then no stability counterbalance. Yeah, a little crazier. Still pretty much straight up though, but much crazier. So, 2 things you want to fix your hand cannons. Okay, moved a little bit closer there. To fix your recoil, especially if you like True Prophecy, you want stability. Stability. Look at that difference. And counterbalance together. Anyways, that's it for the video, you guys. I just wanted to help you out there because everybody thinks, oh, it's Sturm meta now, and in reality here, especially with elemental capacitor. Oh, and one thing I did want to point out as well is, for those of you who don't know, elemental capacitor, what it does is it, with solar, it increases reload speed on an arc subclass, handling, and on a void class stability. Well, that's great, and you can see it reflects the difference right away. So you'll look at the stability stat right there, and now you want to look at the handling stat right there. See how it changes? And now look at the reload stat. See how it goes up, and watch the stability go up when I go Night Stalker. Look at that, boost. Boom, boom, right? Boom, boom. Now look what happens if we go to Darkness subclass. Everything goes down. Everything goes down. You know why? You know why? because stasis doesn't count as any of these, so you get no bonus from elemental capacitor on stasis. So that kind of sucks. I'm hoping they rework elemental capacitor to give stasis something. I was hoping it would just work as void and you get the stability, but no, that's really not the case, unfortunately. So if you're using elemental capacitor, don't use stasis because it literally does nothing if you're on stasis. Yeah, otherwise that's about it. I tried making sure I was using guns that had relatively the same stability stat or whatnot to give you the idea of the difference between counterbalance and no counterbalance. Definitely, if you want to use a 120 and it doesn't already have either a 95 or 100 recoil stat, especially those true prophecies, because they're sitting at about, I think, 93, which is what gives them that weird veer to the left. Same with the Duke, has 90. It veers a little bit to the left like that. When you have something like 98, like a Criminal's Dagger by base, you're not going to notice it as much, which is why you'll notice it probably already feels better by base. As you can see, Criminal's Dagger here, 98 recoil by default, so it's already pretty good, and the stability is already much higher than something like, a decent roll on your True Prophecies. So, two things to watch for: stability, recoil direction. That's it. This video is much longer than I needed it to be. But anyways, I hope this helps you out, because I didn't hear any other YouTubers or streamers really talking about how to fix the problem with 120s, the legendaries anyway, and they're just saying it's a Sturm meta, and in reality I wanted to show you that's much difference, because I've had some wonderful games with some of my True Prophecies and my Criminal's Daggers there. So don't toss all the legendary 120s out the window just yet. Just do some testing, put on some stability on there, put on a counterbalance mod, and you're off to the races. Dubious ones, that's it for today. We'll catch you in the next one. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because for a smaller channel like mine, it really makes all the difference in the world. Alright, that's it, you guys. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace!